Hello? Hello, can anyone hear me? I don't know if this broadcast is going out or if there's anyone left who's even able to receive it. When I last saw the sky, it was blanketed with helicopters, all yellow, impossibly glaring searchlights probing methodically for signs of unlicensed existence. And I keep hearing the roar and rumble of what I believe to be massive land vehicles whose form and purpose I can only guess at. So, it seems unlikely that there are many, if any, citizens left at liberty to hear my voice, but if you are there, I beg you to listen. We need citizens of all walks, slithers, crawls, fixed points of life to unify. By this, I don't mean become some amalgamous abomination of flesh, shadow, and unknowable substance. I mean to be on the same page, to unite behind an idea, to take that second step and any others that need follow. Look, I'm not Cecil. Our dear Cecil, a man who was, I believe, quite literally born to do what he does, but as far as I can tell, I'm the only one outside of Strex able to maintain a broadcast for more than a few minutes. I've constructed this set using some tricks from my days in the Scouts, which should help prevent the broadcast origin from being easily detected. I have picked up a number of stray signals while monitoring the airwaves. Their occurrence sporadic, their content varied, including 45 seconds of hawk screeching, which ranged from desperate to hopeful. About a minute and a half of what sounded like a man waiting impatiently while fidgeting and smoking cigarettes. A 15-second snatch of what I think was the Welcome Back Kotter theme, though heavily distorted, and a series of chimes, tones, and sensations that, after a careful consultation of my grade school books on cryptography and arcane languages, I believe was saying, when harsh sunlight obscures the watchful glow of those incorruptible beams which guide us in darkness, close your eyes. See the blackness of a thick forest on a world lit by no sun. Hear the crashing of turbulent oceans and let your hand be guided. I don't know how many of these transmissions hold relevant messages and how many are just more of the endlessly echoing signals we regularly hear issuing from kitchen appliances or hiding in the background static of other broadcasts here in our desert home, but I want to share any information I might have. My understanding of these messages is inconsequential. I merely seek to provide a service in the absence of those better suited to the task. You know Strix has someone monitoring these things. So should we. I'm reminded of the songs of our childhood, and what was it the spider whispered to the knowing winds, as tireless, enterprising bees invaded his home, enslaving his brothers and sisters. Most of us who went to school here have taken a class or two in clandestine communications, and I urge you to remember your lessons and reach out. If you have information, ideas, motivational anecdotes, anything, those are things we all dearly need in these times of significantly increased confusion and terror. This broadcast is unencrypted so as to reach as many people as possible. It is certainly being closely scrutinized by entities who have proven themselves ruthless and thorough, but I will transmit your message in whatever form you specify, verbatim. So, given the ignorance our smiling oppressors have shown concerning our customs and ways of expression, careful phrasing should prevent them from being able to understand your meaning. On that note, and as a personal aside, I would like to add, something we could all stand to consider more often, and which is essential to keep in mind in conditions such as these. What? Hello? Is someone there? I thought I saw movement over my shoulder, and though I can't find anyone here, there's a small package on the ground that I'm certain wasn't there before. Despite my mounting apprehension, I feel I must open it. If my voice suddenly ceases, it will only stand to reason that I have... Oh, it seems someone has answered my call to reach out and has taken advantage of some unknown means to deliver this tape to me, which I have been asked to play for you. And so...
He watches the creatures as wave after wave they come closer, finally spilling over the edge and plummeting. He reflects on the incidental nature of their majesty, of all majesty. Do you think they know what's happening? She asks, breaking his concentration, which irritates him, though his thoughts were aimless and he wasn't very invested in them. He makes eye contact, but says nothing. He doesn't know how to respond to her question, and she seems satisfied. This apparently was the answer she was looking for. Everything is as it should be, though it isn't what any of us would have wanted. They listen to the idle chatter of the creatures and let their minds wander. They lose themselves in the elaborate analysis of anything far distant to their current situation, as they are carried forward, finally overtaking the rim, and they plummet.
I hope you were able to take as much from that as I was. Sometimes it's the simple children's stories that hold the most strategically relevant messages. In the spirit of providing public service, I've done what I can, having no access to meteorologists or percussionists, to bring you the weather.
Travel to a place where lives are sold. Show to me those dens of thieves when wager their soul. Take me to the dreamer's dive, lay my weary head. Show me where your devil goes, drink and break his bread. Just 3 steps more. Please don't forget this time. Sweet just 1 step more could be our last goodbye. Sweeter to see the terror mounting behind those eyes. When I know the danger hides within a lover's lies. Sweet just once, yes more, before I take my leave. Sweet just 1 tread more, till you're face down in the sea. Take me to the dreamer's dive,
There were a couple of new broadcasts during the break, my fellow citizens, and though I'm uncertain as to whether these were responses to my earlier request, I will relay them. The first was a fragmented and nearly inaudible monologue from a man who I believe was calling himself Leonard. His voice was hard to make out, so I couldn't be sure, despite his repeated references to himself. He sounded very confused. He spoke of being lost, of forgetting things once so fondly remembered. He mentioned a merciless fate, though whose merciless fate was unclear. He recited the Pledge of Allegiance to the tune of Elton John's Candle in the Wind. I could not tell if this was a plea for help or some kind of warning. The second was just a thunderous clomping, like the determined trudge of untold numbers of feet moving toward a definitive location, to a definitive end. I'm afraid I'm getting some unsettling readings from some of my security sensors, and I must sign off for now. I hope I have been a help to someone and that I'm able to come back to you if needed. Though, of course, my true hope is that I am not needed. I have to go. Be strong, Night Vale. Be strong.